Greetings, my brothers and sisters in Christ. Blessings and peace be to each of you. Pastor Dave last spoke to you about revised COVID protocols in a congregational video in early January. I was not part of that video because at the time I was sick with COVID myself. Thankfully, I'm grateful that I'm feeling well and fine now. I wanted to let you know that your church leadership continues to monitor COVID numbers as well as CDC guidelines and adjust our protocols accordingly. So earlier this week, I convened a special session of our council in order to look at the COVID protocols that we've had in place in the month of January and determine how to adjust them going forward. So today, I'd like to let you know what the council decided, but before I do that, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the current COVID numbers. The current trend of COVID metrics in our area is encouraging. Both in the Atlanta metro area as well as Cobb County, numbers have been declining. However, it's important to take note that these COVID rates continue to be amongst the highest that they've been in our area since the course of the pandemic. According to the website that we track the entire course of this pandemic, which is covidactnow.org, the COVID risk level for both the Atlanta metro area and Cobb County is extremely high. So as far as what the council decided, during our February 1st council meeting, your council unanimously approved the following, which are effective as of February 2nd. We'll return to 8:30 a.m. traditional in-sanctuary worship, 9:45 contemporary parking lot worship, and then 11 a.m. in-sanctuary worship. There's no longer any need to make reservations for in-sanctuary worship. The tape on the pews in the sanctuary has been removed, except for one section that will be reserved for people who choose not to social distance. That's the area straight to my right here, but as you walk in, it's the area to your left, and that will be taped off for those who choose to social distance. Holy Communion will be distributed using both bread and wine. Church buildings have been reopened for use, and masks are required for all inside activities. The council will continue to evaluate the COVID trends and respond accordingly as the situation changes. And a bit about that last point on masks. You might ask a little bit about that, and we decided to continue to require them. In evaluating the CDC guidance, they do continue to recommend them regardless of your vaccination status if you're inside in areas of high transmission, based on the fact that our metrics within the Atlanta area and Cobb area specifically continue to be extremely high. We thought that it warranted requiring masks. In addition, as we talked as a council, we felt that it might be a minor inconvenience for people to wear a mask in exchange to really take care of our brothers and sisters in Christ. We feel that this revised protocols continue to offer options to the congregation while being consistent with our protocols we followed since the beginning of the pandemic. Ultimately, we believe that all of this will enable to care for our brothers and sisters in Christ. With that, I'd like to hand it over to Pastor Dave.
Thank you, Dan. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and I want to thank the council for your good patience and your good work. We've been at this now for the last 2 years. We're all getting tired of it. We all understand that, but I want to thank the council for their care, not only of giving us options and providing connections that we all of us crave, but also taking care of the most vulnerable people in our midst. Dan mentioned masks. We are following CDC guidelines, but there's one more piece to that I want you to be aware of. Currently, I do not feel comfortable leading a worship service in this space without requiring masks, and will not do that. Hopefully that will change. I believe it will as the numbers come down. I don't like these masks any more than you do, but I do think it provides me and my family and you and your family a measure of protection, and I think that measure of protection right now is warranted. And I want to thank you for honoring that request. We do ministry in this time and in this place, and God is present in all of that. And again, I give God thanks for our council and for all of you, and pray that God will richly bless us as we continue to do ministry in God's name.